Health is a foundation upon which the rest of your life is built. One Kate Henshaw tweeted this on X recently. She wasn't just sharing a quote, she was sounding an alarm. We are a generation obsessed with building empires, careers, and legacies while standing on a foundation of sand. We meticulously plan our finances, our professional lives, while treating our health as an afterthought. We forget that when health is compromised, everything is compromised. The ambition is stolen, the focus is fractured, and the resilience is shattered. Good health isn't just the absence of illness. It is the energy to live fully, the strength to tackle challenges, and the clarity to make sound decisions. The good news is good health compounds. You can start where you are. You can take small, consistent steps and show up for yourself every day. When you walk 20 to 30 minutes every day, when you take the stairs instead of elevators, you are laying the foundation for a healthier mind and body. When you add one vegetable or fruit to your every meal, when you replace that donut with an apple, when you choose fish over red meat, you are telling your body that you want to keep it for a very long time. When you sleep for 7 to 9 hours daily, you are respecting your body and giving it the time required to rest and repair itself. And when you book your annual checkup, you are telling your body you value it enough to protect it proactively. Every single effort is a victory. Stop telling yourself you need a grand overhaul. That is a lie fear tells you to keep you stagnant. Begin with one defiant act. Swap one soda for water. Do 5 minutes of stretching right now. Walk around your street. Your future self will appreciate your starting today. They are depending on the choices you make in this very moment. Progress is not about perfection. It is about persistence. Show up, especially on the days it feels impossible. Again, what is the one thing you will do for your future right now?
See, health is really something that we should take, we should prioritize. And as you said, it's not just our bodies, our minds, spirit, soul, and body. And I find that there's a lot of abuse in Nigeria when it comes to our health. Say, for example, when you're thinking about people that go home in the Lekki traffic, for example, that is just, that's just taking years off your life.
Economic abuse.
It's just, so you can imagine somebody that has been working from morning, they'll enter the traffic to go to work, then they're at work or seated, and then they're going back home again.
Seated.
Seated. When I've gone through that kind of pressure, I want that donut. I am looking for that.
That's your comfort food.
Soda. Yeah.
I'm looking for
soda.
it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it. And then when you're 40 plus, like I am, everything will start creaking, everything starts, start telling. And then we need to take healthcare very important. So this November, my healthcare renews every November. And they wrote me a letter to tell me that my premium has been increased by 166%.
Because you are now elderly.
I've always been elderly. I'm not just becoming 40, I'm not early 40s, and suddenly it increased 166%.
I thought you were in your 50s.
Emike. In fact, you're no longer my friend. Don't talk to me. You're no longer my friend. So how can my premium increase by 106? Inflation has not risen by 166%. So I had to write them back. Why do we abuse ourselves? Why does, health, we need healthcare, but they don't make it accessible to the, I don't even want to quote the figures. The society does not make it easy for us to look at. It's not an excuse. We must take that apple and all those little things that you've told us, take the staircase, very, very important. But our society also needs to help us. Parents need to help their children. Stop packing Indomie noodles, stop packing junk. You will see all sorts of colors of snacks in the lunch bag of the children. Anything that is in Lagos, purple biscuits, blue drink, green drink. It's in your children's lunch bag. Haba, let's do better.
And it's reflective for me, to be honest with you. Because I had a recent health crisis. I'm still in that health crisis, so it's not like it's over for me. And in the thick of that crisis, I realized how everything pales into insignificance.
Totally.
My health was the deadlines didn't matter again.
That's it.
The certifications, the board meetings, all those kind of things, it didn't matter.
They won't matter. The world will continue.
I was only uni-focused on how do I get well.
Yes.
And So it took a long process of investigation. You know how they do, you go from one consultant to another, one procedure to the other and everything until they came up with a diagnosis. And essentially the diagnosis was that whatever was happening to me is not recent. It's something that had been there a long time ago, but it was just not active. Something triggered it. And then suddenly I have this health crisis I have to deal with. And so I suddenly realized that if I'd been doing the things that you listed, okay?
Game changer.
A simple thing like after every meal, take 10 minutes of walk. Not just sit down and sleep. A simple thing about don't eat after 6 or 7 o'clock. Stop all the Coke and Fantas of this world and everything. Because for me, people like me, one of the issues I have to deal with, people like me look at me and say, okay, you're slim, you're not fat, but I have cholesterol issues.
Not a size thing.
And so, and how did I get here? I got here. I tell myself that I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't wear my nice.
So you say?
I don't do a lot of all this stuff, but, and so I look at myself and I say, I'm good.
That you're not at risk.
I'm not at risk, but I faced a crisis, that was life-defining. And I realized the fact that it's not about all those things, it's about you incrementally doing the right things over and over and over again. And this message must go to everybody, especially when you start to approach 40 and 50. All your misadventures from the age of 14, 15 will start to show up at that point.
I'm going to jump in at that point. And also the elderly are not factored into health services in Nigeria. It seems to be like when you become elderly, by that I mean when you're in your mid-50s and early 50s, from 60 upwards, you're on your own. There is no provision for you either in the constitution or, healthcare. And it's scary.
Maybe because our life expectancy is not
you're not supposed to be that
you're
old.
not supposed to be alive.
My life expectancy is in the 40s, right?
It's in the 40s, 47.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And what's not to like about your advocacy, Zuma? You said good health isn't just the absence of illness, it's the energy to live fully. That's not all. You said good health compounds. So true. We've talked consistently about walking at the table. But I like that you've also added annual checkups. I wish these annual checkups were, easy to do because they cost a leg, an arm and a leg.
Yep.
People are not even eating enough for them to now do annual checkups. And you talked about swapping soda for water. For those who have sugar issues, that may not be the right advice, but I get you. Progress is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Yesterday really, I was telling somebody that you have another heart behind your calf, so you need to walk all the time. What's not to like about this? It's just that the government must give health priority in Nigeria.
When you said 7 to 9 hours of sleep, I chuckled because we feel that sleep sometimes is synonymous to laziness.
No.
Like, that's what we think.
It repairs the body.
So we think that, you don't need to force people to wake up. And whether you sleep 9 hours or you sleep 4 hours, if you'll be poor, you'll be poor. It's not about the number of times or hours that you really sleep that makes a difference.
It's the strategy for wealth.
It is the strategy you use in life and how you look at it. Even if, for example, if I don't sleep well and I wake up in the day, I'll be grumpy most of the day. I can't be functional. In my office, for example, there's a couch. There are 2 couches in the office. One is for me, one is for the rest of them. Anyway, so if you want to, if you work and you feel tired, go and lie down and sleep. Nobody, it is 7 foot designed so that you can lie down, stretch your legs very well and sleep. When you wake up, you feel refreshed. I have been saying this, I say this in everywhere. People need to understand that sleep is good. And this is very instructive because we don't take care of our bodies and we take care of our cars. We repair our houses. You take your car for servicing every 3 months.
Yes.
How many times do you take your body, the container that carries everything that you own,
We'll leave the body in God's hands.
to servicing? Servicing is hospital. Now, preventive medicine is much more cheaper than going for actual treatment.
I ask you again, what is the one thing you will do for your future right now? Not tomorrow, now. Your future self will thank you for it.